As we step into 2023, we can begin to look forward at the great year of film we have ahead of us. 2022 is more of a resurrection type of year for film, and it looks like 2023 is going to be even better. For this video, I will be ranking the 10 films I'm looking forward to the most in 2023. I want to preference that these are just the films that are on my radar. I'm sure there will be quite a few films at the end of the year that currently I don't even know exist. Movies that will probably make my end of the year list and will probably be amazing. And I'm sure a lot of the films that I actually list on this list might end up being terrible, so who knows. Before we get started, please everyone go follow me on TikTok, where I post every single day, multiple times a day. Similar content to what you see here, videos about movies, talking about movies, reviews, all that stuff on my TikTok. Alright, let's get right into it. So number 10 is The Flash. So I wanted to talk about at least one comic book film on this list, so I thought I'd get it out of the way early and put it here at number 10. Looking through all of the comic book movies that are slated to come out next year, and man, there are a lot. The one that I think most intrigues me is this weird Flash movie that's coming out. I know Ezra Miller is kind of a terrible person, but I do like his version of the Flash character. And Flashpoint, which I'm pretty sure this movie is supposed to be based off Flashpoint. It's my favorite comic book storyline ever, so I'm really excited to see how they kind of adapt it, and hopefully it's kind of close to the original, the source material. But I mean, come on, am I the only person that's excited to see Michael Keaton playing Batman again? This film will probably be erased from the universe once James Gunn's DC universe starts up, but I'm still insanely excited to see what Andy Muschietti was able to pull off with this thing. And if I had to bet on any comic book movie being decent next year, it would probably be this one. Number 9 is Wonka. I have a real soft spot for anything Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory related. I absolutely love the original film, and I love the Tim Burton movie even more. So an origin story about Willy Wonka starring Timothée Chalamet, although might be the most unneeded thing ever, is still really exciting. From what I've heard, it's gonna be a musical. I've seen a couple pictures of Chalamet on set, and he looks great in the role. I don't know, I'm very excited about this one. I'm really intrigued, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. Number 8 is Rebel Moon. This is the one that I think might end up, possibly being kind of bad. But Zack Snyder is a director that really intrigues me, and I hold a great deal of respect for him. He has his own distinct style, and I could say without a doubt that style is completely my type of thing. I love 300. I really like his trilogy of DC films. Watchmen is one of my favorite movies ever. Army of the Dead was okay. Rebel Moon is supposed to be Snyder's version of a Star Wars type movie, and I'm completely down for it. I can't wait to see what he does. Hopefully Netflix releases it in theaters. But yeah, Rebel Moon, number 8. Number 7 is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Listen, Tom Cruise, he knows how to make a damn good movie. The last 3 Mission Impossible movies are all-time classics. They are all amazing, especially the last one. Top Gun last year was amazing. This one looks like it's going to be bigger and better than everything he's done so far. The trailer for this thing is awesome. It comes out really soon. There's a stunt in this movie, and they released a 10-minute video just showing how they accomplished the stunt. But I'm always down for more Mission Impossible. Can't wait for this one. Number 6 is The Killer, a David Fincher film about a psycho murderer starring Michael Fassbender. How could you not be excited for this? I really know absolutely nothing about this movie outside of that, and I want to keep it that way. David Fincher really makes these mysterious type movies that they benefit from going in blind and pulling back the story and the mystery layer by layer. I'm hoping The Killer is going to be no different. Fincher is one of the best filmmakers of our time. Anytime he releases a new movie, I'm there for it. So yeah, The Killer coming out next year. Number 5 is Killers of the Flower Moon. This film made my list last year, but was delayed into 2023. This is Martin Scorsese's next masterpiece, and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Brendan Fraser. All I know is that it tells some sort of murder mystery story that's also described as a Western. I don't know much about this film, and I also really don't want to know much about it until it comes out. This is another case of me having full trust in the people that are making this project, and I know for a fact this is going to be a big hit. Number 4 is Beau Is Afraid, another film that made my list last year when it was still titled Disappointment Boulevard. Now named Beau Is Afraid, this is the next horror project from blossoming star Ari Aster. He's the director of Hereditary and Midsommar. The film stars Joaquin Phoenix, and besides the ominous poster that's out right now, we really don't know anything about it. But the combination of this director and this actor gets me over the moon excited to see what this movie's gonna be. Number 3 is Napoleon, a Ridley Scott directed biopic about Napoleon starring Joaquin Phoenix. Holy shit. Why aren't more people talking about this thing? I mean, Ridley Scott is one of the few remaining directors that still makes great historical epics, and I'm extremely hopeful that this one's gonna be a classic. Granted, I don't know much about this film outside of the fact that it is a Napoleon biopic. It could be a very small Napoleon movie, but I'm just assuming it's going to be this big movie. It sounds insane, it looks insane, Joaquin Phoenix is gonna kill it, and honestly, this can end up being the #1 movie of the year very easily. Number 2 is Dune Part 2. Dune Part 1 was one of the best movies from 2021. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2 will complete the story that began in Dune 1, and hopefully it'll be an even better adventure. This film is going to up the stakes from Part 1 and be significantly more epic in scale. There are a few new cast members in Florence Pugh, Austin Butler, and Christopher Walken. Anything that Denis Villeneuve touches, I'll be there to see. I'll be excited for. It'll be on the top of my most anticipated list. But a Dune movie, specifically a Part 2, finishing one of the greatest books ever written, I cannot wait to see how he adapts some of these scenes from the books. I really can't. This is going to be an amazing, amazing movie. And any other year, it would be my most anticipated movie of the year. But unfortunately for Denis, there is one other director in Hollywood that I think is slightly above him currently. Number 1 is Oppenheimer. Anytime there is a new Christopher Nolan movie coming out, it will always be my number 1 most anticipated movie. Nolan is the GOAT. Nolan, I mean, there's about 5 of his movies in my top 10 films of all time. His new film, Oppenheimer, it stars Cillian Murphy and about a dozen other A-list actors, and it tells the story of Robert Oppenheimer, who is credited with the creation of the nuclear bomb. I mean, this movie looks fucking ridiculous. It looks incredible. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but holy shit. The music, even though it's not Hans Zimmer, the music sounds amazing. It looks great. There's like black and white scenes and other scenes, and Cillian Murphy sounds like a god in this thing. I'm just so excited for this. I am unbelievably excited to see this. I mean, Nolan's last 2 films, Tenet and Dunkirk, are maybe my 2 least favorite films of his, and they are still better than most of the shit that is coming out. This is Nolan's second go at telling a true real-life story, and I honestly just could not be more excited, as you could tell. I'll say it now. I'll make my prediction. I'll put in my bet. This is going to be the best movie of the year. It is also going to be the movie that finally gets Nolan his Oscar. Yeah, that's it. Those are my most anticipated movies of 2023. I'm sure there are a lot of movies that I will love this year that were not mentioned here. I'm sure some of these movies are going to suck. But yeah, what are your most anticipated movies of the year? Leave those down below. Remember to follow me on TikTok, and I'll see y'all in the next one.